Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. Just a little overview of the connection this week so you could dig deeper into some of these stories. First, in my update, you'll see that we have an update on the Jerry Star sleepout and school closing update. Then we get into our safety tips for families. Of course, we have our school and district highlights. We finish off with our recognition. So let's get going. In my update this week, ladies and gentlemen, of course, next Friday is our 37th annual Jerry Star Kenton Schools Sleepout. The special thank you to Steve Ash. We really want to encourage as many of our community members to come out to donate. We have wonderful staff members that are really leading the way in our schools. Really check out that section. All proceeds from the event support the Kenton Family Support Center and the Kenton Closet. Just a tremendous event. And most importantly, teaching our kids, remembering as families, that as tough as sometimes we can have it, there are always those that are less fortunate that we could look to help out in any way possible. Then we move on to our school closing update. And obviously, I'm sure many of our children were very happy last week. It was a very stressful week. I take a little time to talk about what goes into closing a school district down during an emergency event, such as a snowstorm. Really give that section some attention. It's not a perfect science. I really want to thank everyone for all of their cooperation last week. And just check out that section. I think it will clarify some questions. Also, the use of emergency days and how many days we have left this year for emergency days. Then we get into our safety tips for families. Folks, we see this going on all the time, especially there's a new scam going around to a lot of people, a lot of families. And from the Federal Trade Commission on Consumer Advice, we have some real great safety tips to not be scammed in some of these situations. So you want to check out that section. School and district highlights. Kenmore East and Kenmore West to perform in tomorrow's Winter Youth Jazz Festival. Kenmore East and Kenmore West students perform exceptionally at the Western New York Physics Olympics. Franklin Middle students share special moment with Taylor Swift. Students compete in first all-girls dual wrestling meet hosted by Kenmore West. Kenmore East class gives back to the community while learning real-life workplace skills. FBI representative teaches Hoover Middle students about internet safety. Kenmore East students celebrate winter sports teams at pep rally. Lindbergh students learn about coding with Marty the robot. And finally, Kenmore East Social Club donates handmade fleece blankets to local nursing home. And that brings us to our recognition. And folks, to be honest with you, it is all of you. All of you, all of our staff, all of our community. You'll see that in the recognition. We have the Jerry Star Sleepout coming up. Our recognition focuses on a very similar concept, how we all look out for each other in times of need, in times of emergency. We saw wonderful examples of that throughout our community last week during the snowstorm. I know when I was driving around, I just witnessed countless ways that neighbors were helping neighbors, people were checking on each other, and just doing what we know is the Kenton way. And that brings us to the end of our connection. I think it's a very great way to end because it exemplifies how we are Kenton strong, we are Kenton proud, and we continue to move Kenton forward even in our most difficult times. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.